So I have scaled it, change the tool to the move tool. So I'm going to move it. And now we have complementary colors here. I have a pink and a green color. So when we work using our color theories, we do a good job. Okay, so as I did here, for example, I have too many blue and green. I know that a pink color or a red color would went fine here. Okay, because those colors combine each other. Okay, so that's it. We have layers, we have colors, we have manipulation object tools over the toolbox. For example, I have the shear tool that we can use to distort this image. Okay, we have rotation tools, we can rotate it. Okay, and many other ones. I think that the best way to use it is to explore it. The nice thing about Gimp and open source tools is that the first one, you can create your scripts for plugins, for example. Okay, I never created for Gimp, but I have created for Blender, for example. Blender uses Python as the programming language. So Python is very easy and very cool to use. For you to understand the power of Python language, it is used, and it was used for Google to create the engine for the search engine. Okay, so Python is a nice language to learn. So you can create your own plugins. But the nice thing about open source is that you can search, for example, in Google for a plugin that can help you with a job.
Okay, I have a question about that though, because you were talking about your jobs, and I've seen some of your logos, and I kind of want to get, let's say it's not a picture or an image of a soccer player, let's say it's one of your logos. Maybe you could even take one that you made in Inkscape or somewhere else. How would you, let's say you make it in Inkscape and you want to refine it in here, what would you do? What would be some of the steps?
Okay, the first thing about logos is that logos and concept art, wireframes, mockups, for example, are well made with vector art tools like Inkscape, like CorelDRAW, like Illustrator. Okay, many designers that I know, my friends, they use Photoshop for creating logos, but for me it's a crime, because if you need to resize it, it's a bitmap image. So a bitmap image is limited to a size. For example, let's give a zoom over this soccer player here. Okay, we start to see pixels here. Why this? Because it's a bitmap image. It's not a vector image. When we work with a vector image, like the ones made with Inkscape, CorelDRAW, and Illustrator, we have always well-seen image. Okay, because it's a math calculation. It's not a bitmap. So how could I use Inkscape and Gimp for creating a logo, for example? Well, let's say I have a logo created in Inkscape and I needed to apply it over a special effect. For example, a flame or a fire. So the first thing is to get these images. With Photoshop and Gimp, for example, I can do this kind of thing using two ways. I can search in Google for a fire flame, for example, or to take a brush with a fire effect. We have this here. And the nice information is that the same kind of brushes that work with Photoshop can work with Gimp. So for example, I can search here for fire, just fire. okay, a fire image. So I can search for fire PNG image. Okay. Oh, we have here some fire with transparency here. So I'm going to save it. Okay. I'm going to open it here. File open. That's a nice resource here. I can open any kind of image as a layer inside the opened and the document opened. So if I have a document already open here, I can open an image as a layer. You are going to see this now, because here I just have the background, okay? So I'm going to open as layers, and I'm going to take this one. I got it with Google. Wow, I have a flame here, okay? I have a nice flame here. I'm going to change its size, for example. Okay. Well, a nice fire goes well with a dark background. So I'm going to change the background to a black one here. I can go over the foreground color, click on it, select the black one. Using my shortcut Control Comma, I paint the background. So I have my flame here. So for example, let's say I have a logo here. I'm going to open Inkscape, open a red created logo, and import it to here to apply it with the fire, for example, for a t-shirt or for any kind of second artwork, okay? But the logo would always be made by a vector tool, okay? A vector creation tool. So I'm going to open a client. Let's take it here. I have one here. Logo. Okay. This is a bitmap one already created, but it was created here inside of Inkscape. Okay. As I said last week, I always like to work with simple images. Okay, with logos, I always create. I am limited. Okay, so I always create simple images because I always think that they just need to be an easy read image. Okay, this is a logo for online magazine called Point This. Okay, so point this because it points always to a company over the world. So I need to create this logo. So this is the Point This logo. This was made here in Inkscape. Okay, so let's say that I need to apply it in a t-shirt or in any other kind of artwork for printing or for web or for video, for example, and I want this fire effect. Okay, so I did it inside of Inkscape, but this one here is the bitmap one, the exported image. If I zoom it, you are going to see the pixel too. Okay, but a nice resource that we have in Inkscape is that I can vectorize it again. How can I do this? I'm just going here to path. It's in Portuguese because I prefer to work in Portuguese. But we have here vectorize bitmap. Okay. I can choose remove background. Okay, let's work with colors. They have many options here. If it do not work well, it's because we have not a good resolution for the image. But I use the color options and okay. So what did Inkscape did it for me? It created the vector art of this image in many options, so I can choose the best one. So this one here, no, this one here seems to be fine. So I have again a vector image. I will show it to you. I'm deleting the ones that I'm not using. If I click on a color, I have the color applied, so it's vector again. I can select the node tool, okay, to show you that's a vector again. I can manipulate the vector points, the vector nodes knots here, okay. So I vectorize the bitmap image inside of Inkscape. Control Z to have my image back. So let's take this this image here. So I'm going back to Gimp, File, Open as Layers. I'm going to take that image, Documents, Prismatical, Works, point this, Layouts, Logo. Okay. So I have this small one. I'm going to increase the size. It's going to be a little bit distorted because it's a bitmap with low resolution here. It was for the website. But let's say I have the logo here. Okay. I want to apply for a campaign, for example, a fire. So I've done it in a few seconds right now. I just drag the logo below the fire. I have it, but I can do a little bit more. I can do a little bit better. How can I do this? For example, I'm going to duplicate this fire using this resource here. I'm going to change the bottom copy of the fire to overlay. Okay, so I have it overlayed over the logo, but I can do, for example, burn effects or hard light and enable the top fire again to have a different effect. I can manipulate the opacity. I can manipulate, for example, another kind of composition.
I'm loving this, Ricardo, by the way. This is amazing with how you were able to do that effect.
We can use multiply, and man, we have this is love. I think this is love. I love it. I love working with image, and I love work with this kind of effects and all kind of possibilities that we can have using this. So I have this. Another kind of thing that's important here to understand is that when I work with a source, a light source, for example, a fire or a light, I need to work with the effect over the affected image. So with the logo here, I can use this burn and dodge tool to, you're going to see this, okay, to burn a little bit here the logo. And when I have, for example, a shadow, I can change it, the burn and dodge tool to burn, and I'm going to burn the color over here. So right now we have a different effect over it. Okay, we have lights and shadow. Okay, so we can do this with any kind of image. Okay, so to the viewer, to the reader of our image, it's very important to understand that the light sources were well used. Okay, so when we use fire light sources, we have to think that any kind of objects over the image must have these effects applied. For example, let's say I'm going to create another layer here. Okay, I'm going to create using the color and the selection mask tool another ball here. Okay, another circle. I'm going to paint it using Control, comma. Okay, we have it. I'm going to move it using the moving tool over my toolbox. I can drag it, okay, to over my image, but it's not over, it's below it. To put it over, I just drag the layer order to put it over the whole image. If I want it on the bottom, I just drag the layer to the bottom, and it's over there. Okay,
wow.
It's far. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed by all this stuff. Actually, this is a lot of stuff, so I'm going to have to keep going and going because I'm really enjoying this. This is really exciting. But I just want to know if anybody else fell in love, if anybody else was inspired, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go download Gimp, I'm going to install it, and I'm going to start playing with it because, hey, let's face it, you have good images on your blog, your website, whatever it is. It looks sexy. People are going to want to come in. So does anybody have any questions, thoughts, comments? Dan, Carl, Sean, Chris? I know I have some ideas, but
we still have some time. I mean, we didn't get started right at 6:30.
Okay.
So he can keep going for a while if he wants.
Okay.
But if anyone does have questions, yeah, ask please.
Okay, you can ask. Okay, guys.
I was just gonna say, wow, for me this is like mind blowing. I wish I would have known some of this back when I was doing some of my blog posts back when I was being more active with my blogging, which I need to get back into. But now I'm gonna have to learn some of this and apply some of it to that now.
Okay, this is good. Well, guys, the first thing I need to tell you is that I talk and I speak a lot. So please stop me if I'm going too fast, okay? Always do this. And when the time, okay, and when the time is about to get over and to the end, please tell me, because I'm going to stop just when you tell me to stop, okay? So here, for example.
Can I jump in here for a second?
Okay, sorry.
Is there any way you can make it like bigger so I can see? I have original glaucoma, and if we can make things a little bigger, they would be easier on my eyes. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm enjoying it. That's why I'm wanting to see more of what you're actually clicking. You do move pretty fast. I tried showing somebody how to do rivet, you know what I'm saying? And she says, "Oh, you're going too fast." And now I can see what she means. You kind of got to know what each button means, and you know, that's the main thing I can see that I would like to see more of, the buttons that you're actually pressing to get where you're going, you know?
Okay, sorry, man.
No, you're doing a great job. Don't take it that way. I just wanted to jump in there and say, I've looked at a lot of audio files in the past, and eyes don't like small places. So thank you very much for the presentation. I've learned a lot.
Okay, I'm going to try to use a bigger image, okay, with this zoom. It's fine now. It's good now, the size.
I think it's good. It looks really good to me. It's on fire.
Yeah, and now to finish this part here, and not to talk a lot about effects, I'm going just to finish this one using the same tool, burn and dodge tool, to using it with this ball here, this blue ball here. So first the shadow. Now I'm going to change the tool to dodge, and I'm going to use it over the front of the ball to try to say that the light source, the fire, is working on it. Okay, so I have light and shadow over here. I can work a little bit more, decreasing the brush size, for example.